on CityCast Nashville. It's our first Friday news roundup of the year, and I am joined by our executive producer, Whitney Pastorek, and producer, Daniel Sumstein, to break down this week's biggest headlines. We're talking new year, new state laws, what the Tennessee General Assembly has planned for the session starting next week, more fairgrounds racetrack news, and new music from local treasures Amy Grant and Vince Gill. It's Friday, January 9th. I'm your host, Marie Cecile Anderson, and this is what Nashville's talking about. To begin today, we'd like to send our love to Minneapolis. CityCast Twin Cities producer Adam Sage was on the scene Wednesday after a federal immigration agent shot and killed 37-year-old poet Renee Nicole Good. And we encourage you to follow their reporting if you'd like to stay informed on what's happening in their city. Nashville's own Metro Council Immigrant Caucus had their own response, putting out a statement on Wednesday that read, "Hours ago, ICE agents killed a legal observer in Minneapolis. We, the Immigrant Caucus of the Metropolitan Government of Nashville and Davidson County, stand in solidarity with our colleagues and with the people of the Twin Cities. We join them in calling for ICE to leave their city and every city. ICE has terrorized communities and made them less safe. This was never about public safety or doing things the right way. If it were about safety, no one would have died today. If it were about doing things the right way, ICE would not be snatching people after court appearances and arresting judges and elected officials. To our communities, do not look away." Hundreds of Nashvillians took to the street yesterday in solidarity with Minneapolis to call for an end to ICE actions in communities, including ours. And we want to note that the Nashville scene recently announced Nashvillians of the Year, Music City Migra Watch. And if you'd like to get involved with their efforts to help monitor ICE activity here in Nashville, go ahead and follow them on Instagram right now at Music City Migra Watch. Meanwhile, it's a new year and we've got at least 30 new state laws, starting with new major hemp restrictions. And I hate to break it to y'all folks, but you can no longer purchase any smokable hemp products like flower or vapes in the state of Tennessee.
Womp, womp.
Womp, womp.
Is anybody here a consumer of the smokable hemps?
Absolutely.
Daniel's from San Diego.
I'm a Cali kid.
I grew up here in Tennessee and went to school in North Carolina. You know it. And especially, I know we all like to partake in the gummies as well. And you can no longer purchase those at our convenience stores or grocery stores. You're going to have to go to a liquor store or a specialized hemp shop. Overall, the hemp industry is going to be overseen by the Alcoholic Beverage Commission.
I hate that so
I wonder
much.
if
You hate that?
any of this has anything to do with the reportedly declining alcohol sales, not just here in Tennessee, but nationwide.
I think so.
Things that make you go, Whitney, what else is new?
Tennessee will now issue IDs and driver's licenses specifically for documented immigrants who are not U.S. citizens. These are permanent residents with green cards or immigrants with legal work visas. These licenses will appear slightly different and cannot be used to register to vote or to actually vote. And this reminds me of a Dr. Seuss book. Did anybody ever read The Sneetches?
Oh, yeah.
The Sneetches!
Some Sneetches had stars. Some Sneetches didn't have stars. But, you know, it reminds me of some other more historically nasty stuff, too. So not a fan, particularly, of this law. And we're going to talk more about this when we get into what's coming. But we're going to all these lengthy efforts to vilify and other members of our community. But hey, Daniel, there's one more thing that did catch your eye.
Yeah. One other bill that caught my eye was the sex offender registry. Why did I say it like that? I don't know. But beyond the sex offender registry, Tennessee now maintains a domestic violence registry. The length of time offenders remain on the registry will depend on their number of convictions. But yeah, this registry is now live online. If you
want to go see which of your neighbors are.
Yeah.
I went and checked it out. Speaking of laws, the Tennessee General Assembly comes back into session next Tuesday, January 13th. Daniel, Whitney, are you excited for this year's season of the Tennessee General Assembly?
I'm going to channel Nicole here and say no.
could not be less excited, Marie. This is the time of year when legislators from all over the state descend upon the state capitol, which is located right here in Nashville, and proceed to do a bunch of stuff to make life harder for people who live here. Y'all are just going to have to excuse me because I'm going to fail at keeping my cynicism at bay today. Is that okay?
I think it's
We give you permission,
All
Whitney.
right. Well, our legislature functions in 2-year cycles. Did you know that?
I did not.
It's true.
Yes, I have learned since this job.
So anyway, we're back for year 2 of our 2-year cycle, and legislators are going to focus on some familiar topics. According to the Nashville Banner, they're singing the same old song. It's immigration, school vouchers, criminal justice, and attacks on LGBTQ plus Tennesseans. Let's talk about vouchers first. Even though we learned this week, thanks to Melissa Brown at Chalkbeat, that students using the Education Savings Account vouchers are 1, not leaving low-performing public schools, and 2, underperforming their public school peers, the Governor Bill Lee, who, side note, is so passionate about children that he has turned down $84 million in funding to provide lunch for low-income kiddos over the summer for the 2nd straight year. He and House Speaker Cameron Sexton are hoping to expand the state's voucher program. Really, this is depending on how much money we have in our budget. And they're also going to revive the zombie corpse of last year's bill from Republican House Majority Leader William Lamberth and Senator Bo Watson that would allow public school boards to ban or disenroll kids who are not U.S. citizens. Told y'all this was going to come back up. This is one of those lawsuits, not laws situations. They're trying to overturn Supreme Court precedent requiring every kid the right to a public education. I know we talked about this a lot last year. Again, channeling Nicole, I think we landed on this being super cruel and gross.
So gross, so cruel.
The worst.
Yeah. And this is where we saw so much protest also. So that's something that I'm going to be keeping an eye on as well.
Yeah. It seems as though Lamberth and Watson are waiting to hear from the Trump administration whether or not they can actually do this, since it is in violation of federal law and could cost the state $1.1 billion in federal education funding, which is funny because their alleged rationale is that this bill is intended to save the state money that it's spending on educating immigrant kiddos. I personally rate this a big old get the hell out of here with that crap. Listeners, if you disagree, please send your angry letters directly to me.
But Whitney, didn't a bunch of Republicans vote against this bill last year?
Yeah, I'm going to be curious to see what Chattanooga Republican Todd Gardenhire does this session. Last year, he had some real hero moments specifically surrounding this one. Like, you cannot punish the child for the sins of the father or whatever. Is that the Bible?
What?
I think. I did go.
What happened to you, Whitney?
I did go to Christian
there.
camp. So I'm curious to see if he comes out of the gate strong or if he got some sweet deals in the off season that might make him sing a different tune. And then there are a bunch of bills around the ongoing ICE disappearances of people in our community. There's really no need to get into all the stuff the Republicans want. You see it on display every single day, including with the tragic murder in Minneapolis. We want to highlight the Stop American Gestapo Act, filed by Nashville Democratic State Representative Justin Jones, which would prohibit law enforcement from covering their faces or badges when interacting with the public. This is a great idea, in my opinion. It is possibly a terrible name.
Yeah, feels like we could do better there.
It's just meant to make them so mad, the Republicans, and just across the country, too.
Clickbait Congress, kind of.
Totally for it.
Super great idea. I agree. These people are federal employees. We should be able to identify them.
This type of bill was passed in California, correct?
Yes. California passed the No Secret Police Act, which went into effect at the first of this year, which bans law enforcement from concealing their faces. That's a good name. No Secret Police Act.
That's a great name.
Do we think this bill would have a better chance here in Tennessee if it was called No Secret Police Act?
Sadly, no.
I still don't
Bless his
see
heart.
them rallying behind the idea, unfortunately.
Maybe he's right to just call it as radical as possible just to give the national attention that we want here in Tennessee.
And then, okay, I hate to even mention his name, but our favorite cousin marriage advocate, Gino Bolso, is back again with a bunch of anti-LGBTQ plus bills, because that's really his love language. According to the Banner, the Republican from Williamson County filed bills that would exclude sexual orientation from discrimination protections, challenge the Supreme Court decision that enshrined gay marriage as the law of the land, and then my favorite, HB 1474, the charmingly named No Pride Flag or Month Act, which does pretty much exactly what it says. All this crap has obviously stalled out before, and the Banner notes that friend of the pod, Darren Johnson, thinks that this is just Gino keeping his brand strong, doing it for the gram.
Yes.
Yeah.
But it's still gross. And in my honest opinion, our LGBTQ plus neighbors shouldn't have to go through this shit every year.
It's traumatizing every year.
Every year.
And it's really unfortunate.
It's so ironic because the Banner Sarah Grace Taylor noticed that Gino Bolso also filed HB 1476, known as the Charlie Kirk Act, which states that public institutions of higher education shall adopt statements on freedom of expression that include the following language. It is not the proper role of the university to attempt to shield individuals from ideas and opinions they find unwelcome, disagreeable, or even deeply offensive. So, freedom of expression for who? It's such a double standard. It's so ridiculous.
It's only certain people can have the right for freedom of speech.
Yep. Do want to highlight one really good Republican-led bill on the docket because I'm trying to reel in that cynicism. This is SB 1493, introduced by Senator Becky Massey and Representative Mary Littleton. This would make it a Class A felony punishable by up to 60 years in prison for training AI to encourage suicide or homicide, or to mimic a personal relationship with or impersonate a human. That's going to get a big ol' yes from me, dogs.
What an insane time. Like, just, what are we doing here, humanity?
Things to look forward to. And honestly, here at CityCast Nashville, we're going to be paying very close attention to session this year. So be tuning into our Friday News Roundups. We'll be covering it all, I'm sure.
Yeah. And when we come back, Marie, hit that jingle.
Metro Moments. On Tuesday, an oil tanker truck began leaking oil on Gallatin Pike near Greenland Avenue around 4:30 a.m. According to Metro Police, the truck hit a raised area and bottomed out, which caused the leak. And I first saw it reported on the Instagram by my friend Aaron from Mr. Aaron's Goods, best bagel in town, when he said that his whole restaurant smelled like gasoline and they'd unfortunately have to close for the whole day.
Ugh.
Gasoline bagels.
Well, I'm in Houston right now visiting my mom, so I was following all of this via District 7 Councilmember Emily Benedict's Instagram. And she's, Councilmember Benedict has been doing a bang-up job lately. She was there on the scene when ICE kidnapped somebody outside a Sip Cafe, and she was doing a bang-up job with this, too. She seems satisfied that the damage was minimal. But in general, we just love a council member who posts clear, timely, and useful information on their socials. Kudos to you, Councilmember Benedict.
Yes.
And hey, speaking of gasoline,
get your engines ready, folks. It's time to talk NASCAR.
Wow.
Oh, my God.
Really leaning in. LIUNA Local 386, which is the Laborers International Union of North America chapter, they've got about 1,000 Nashville construction and service workers. They just launched a campaign called Make Nashville Fair. And this is basically their way of saying, if you're going to fix up the racetrack at the Nashville Fairgrounds, let's make sure local workers benefit from that build. So they're going to be advocating for using local organized labor, good wages and safety standards, and no new burdens on the taxpayers, which I think is huge.
No new burdens on taxpayers.
Yeah. Some union members who spoke to the Nashville Banner, like Paris Coleman, say the racetrack is more than asphalt and making the same turns over and over again. It's a key part of their childhood memories and one of the most affordable entertainment spots in Nashville.
On the flip side, As many of you are probably aware, there's a coalition of neighborhood, environmental, and housing advocacy folks who want to change our metro charter so that auto racing isn't a required activity at the fairgrounds anymore. Instead, they want affordable housing and other community-focused uses to be written into the charter in its place. This would open the door to the removal of the fairgrounds racetrack entirely, something the city has been debating for literal decades.
Yeah. And the group's first attempt was sent back to the pit crew, to use a NASCAR analogy.
No.
Oh, my God.
Yeah, it was sent back by the Metro Charter Revision Commission this week, not because people disliked the idea, but because of the legal language that was technically flawed. Metro Legal basically said, this doesn't hold up. So that means the group is going to have to tweak the wording and bring it back for review. And there's a follow-up meeting set for January 22nd.
If the charter amendment language does get approved, the folks in this coalition, they're called Citizens Against Racetrack Expansion for Nashville, or CARE. They'll still need to acquire about 53,000 signatures, which is pretty much 10% of Davidson County voters before a referendum gets added to the ballot. By comparison, the group that got the Community Oversight Board on the ballot only had to turn in 3,900 signatures, although they did turn in about 8,000. We've got Bob Mendez to thank for this. Former Metro Council member at large. He decided we needed a higher threshold to put ballot referendums on stuff. So 53,000 signatures. So it's an uphill climb for the folks that care. But Daniel, we actually spoke with someone from CARE, and that's going to be airing on Monday, correct?
Yeah, so we had on Heidi Basgall Favorite, who's the founder of Neighbors Opposing Track Expansion and a leading voice in that coalition that's pushing back against the racetrack expansion. So yeah, she's going to be kind of like the first of a series of episodes on this. It's something we're going to be covering all year, I feel like.
NASCAR is on our bingo card this year.
NASCAR in tunnels.
Wait, what if the racetrack falls into a sinkhole?
What if we put NASCARs under Nashville in the tunnels versus Tesla? Hey,
now we're
talking.
Yeah.
Now we're talking.
The drivers have to get out of their car, get into a Tesla, drive the Tesla, then get back into their...
And if they don't, they get Nickelodeon slimed.
Yeah. See, that's how you win over voters.
Y'all want entertainment? Come on down to Nashville.
Think of the economic impact of this. Well, you know, like I said, this has been a heated debate. Racetrack, no racetrack, bigger racetrack, keep racetrack as is. Soccer team versus racetrack.
Billionaires. Just throw in billionaires, too.
Billionaires to the left of me, billionaires to the right. Here I am, stuck in the middle with a piece of land. But you know who else loves that racetrack, Daniel?
Jeff Gordon.
It's cyclists.
Oh.
Cyclists love
that is true.
That racetrack. I learned this the hard way over the holidays when I made a bunch of them mad by saying I thought affordable housing there might be nice. So they have races there, which reminds me, hey, Marie, let's end this segment with a quick check-in on how our city is doing on things like bike lanes and sidewalks. How'd we do?
I'm so glad you asked, Whitney. According to Metro's Bicycle and Pedestrian Advisory Committee, not great.
Oh.
The Nashville Scene broke down the committee's annual report and says they've declared our progress on sidewalks, greenways, and bike lanes to be limited. We're only building about 1 mile of greenway every year, and we managed to squeak out 5.9 whole miles of sidewalks in 2025. Believe it or not, that is a slight increase over 2024.
Wow. Try not to walk them all at once, folks.
Yeah.
Save some of those for later.
They're really great sidewalks. Metro did not, however, do a very good job on bike lanes. In 2024, we built 21.4 miles of bike lanes. In 2025, Daniel, Whitney, do you want to guess how many we were managed to create?
22.
I already know the answer. Marie, just break it to the people.
2.6 miles.
Damn. Price is Right rules. I'm way over.
Choose how you move so long as it's not on a bike.
All right, well, let's take another break. And when we come back, it's going to be our favorite segment of the day.
Donna.
Good news.
Good news.
Wow.
Amy Grant released her new single the 6th of January on Tuesday this week. The song was written by her friend Sandy Lawrence and harks back to the idealism of the Woodstock era. She contemplates whether humanity has learned anything in this 50 plus years since the iconic event. I was shocked to hear this song from Amy Grant.
Yeah.
Why were you shocked?
I grew up with her Christian rock type stuff. And so I'm so glad that she's come out with a voice behind a resistance.
It's so good. I listened to it this morning and it's fantastic.
It's beautiful. Yeah, it's great. It's great. She has a voice and she's using it.
This lines up kind of with our ethos here at CityCast Nashville, where human rights are not a partisan issue. And I don't know that there's anything more Christian than saying, can we go back to loving our neighbor?
Shockingly, there are people out there who disagree with you.
Yeah, it's true. But Amy Grant, Nashville's living legend, an angel who walks among us. And that household had a big week. Honestly, her husband, Vince Gill, also released something.
Yeah, he released his new EP called Brown's Diner, which pays tribute to the iconic burger spot. It's been there for almost 100 years. I have still never been here, and this needs to change ASAP.
It really does.
Y'all, I went there over break and I had fried chicken over a salad. And then my friend had a burger and french fries and I just proceeded to eat all of her food because I was like, why did I order a salad at Brown's? Although it was delicious.
The good news is, Daniel, you can still go. Yeah. It has not closed, despite what Axios Nashville wrote in their newsletter this week that gave us all a heart attack because they wrote that Vince Gill pours one out for Brown's Diner. And I woke up and was like, words have meaning, Axios.
That's right. With all these other legendary places across town closing, you cannot start a headline with that.
Yeah.
All right, Marie, Daniel and I are going to talk about some sports ball news. I'll start, Daniel. Nashville Soccer Club Sports. Nashville SC has announced that every home game on a Wednesday in this upcoming season, $1 hot dogs, ladies and gentlemen. I've been told that this does not apply to Daddy's dogs, although I'm still holding out hope.
Dang it, I was just going to ask.
No, just the normal hot dogs.
Speaking of the real football, just kidding. I don't mean that. The Tennessee Titans are once again on the hunt for a new head coach. This is a process that's starting to feel like an every other year tradition for the Titans. It's just like a revolving wheel of coaches down there. And this comes after a rough 3-14 season. They fired Coach Brian Callahan, and the rumor mill is already spinning. Early names in the mix include my very own Kansas City Chiefs offensive coordinator, Matt Nagy, which I'm fine. Titans, you can have him, but they're also targeting our defensive coordinator, Steve Spagnuolo, also known as Spags. Hands off, Titans. Don't you dare steal Spags from us.
Daniel, can I ask a question?
Yeah.
Shouldn't those people depart the sinking ship of the Kansas City Chiefs now while they have a chance?
Okay, see, people like you love to want to write off the dynasty that has been the Kansas City Chiefs. We're fine. We're going to be right back in it next year. I do have to give you your kudos. Your Texans are back in the playoffs. How are you feeling about their matchup against the Steelers on Monday night?
Aside from this being in no way relevant to Nashville, I feel pretty good about it, actually. I think Aaron Rodgers isn't ready for what's about to literally hit him. But I think we've got some local sports teams that are doing really, really well. We're shouting out the Vanderbilt men's and women's basketball teams who at the time of this recording are undefeated. They're the only teams in college basketball to have started 15-0. This could change before you hear this, but we hope it doesn't. Good job to the anchor men and women.
Anchor down. Let's go.
Woo!
I never understand anchor down. Shouldn't it be anchor up? They're sailing. They've got momentum.
Yeah.
They're parking their yacht.
Parking their yacht. It is so awesome that they're both undefeated. Like, this is a legendary season for Vanderbilt basketball.
I have to give a shout out to Whitney because she is out of town. Therefore, I get her ticket to a very special event at Chapstick tonight for the Athletes Unlimited B-ball game.
I abbreviated it B-ball in the script for Marie, but I'm pretty sure you know what sport.
Basketball.
Good.
Athletes Unlimited basketball. Am I attending to watch basketball?
No.
Oh, it's just like a hang?
Yes, Marie, I'm so excited you get to go to that party. It's the kickoff party for the Athletes Unlimited tournament, which is coming back to Nashville's Municipal Auditorium for a second year this year. Some amazing players from the WNBA and people who are hoping to get signed by the WNBA will be throwing down in a really cool 4-team tournament format. That all's going to kick off February 1st with their draft, and then the first game will be February 4th. I'm psyched to have season tickets to this alongside my friend Angelina. What's up, Angelina? Shout out you. But Marie, I'm glad you can go to this party. I hope you get excited about lady basketball.
I am. I played church ball for 5 years, so I actually do know how the game works. I was also the only player in the league that got worse the longer she played.
Amazing.
So,
well, we're
there you
thrilled
go.
to have the Athletes Unlimited folks back with us for another year. We're glad that we showed you a good time last year. And this is a huge thing for Nashville.
Let's
WNBA
go.
team win.
Speaking of basketball, here's something you all can check out this weekend. The Vandy men's basketball team is going to continue their run against LSU on Saturday. The women's team already beat LSU, so let's go. Keep that undefeated streak alive.
Something I'm excited about that has nothing to do with sports is the Bluebird at the Symphony is this weekend on Sunday, January 11th at 7:30 p.m. Basically, it's a big old collab between the Bluebird Cafe and the Nashville Symphony. So again, that is Sunday.
Yeah, this is the first of a 3-evening event series that will run this month, February, and also in April. It's kicking off with Jesse Alexander and the Warren brothers. The February show is going to be a banger. That's Brandy Clark, Josh Osborne, Shane McAnally. And then the last one in April, John Knight, Natalie Hemby, and Rivers Rutherford. These are some incredible songwriters. You want to hear them with the backing of that full orchestra. Get to the symphony. I wish I was home. I would go to that.
I will be watching
Very cool.
playoff football because I'm a dude.
I will be watching the return of the Traitors.
I'm going to watch Heated Rivalry again. Which
Again.
also is sports.
There you go.
It
There you
is
I do want to
sports.
see that. Everyone's
It's
talking
incredible.
about
Folks, please watch it. It's a wonderful show. I was at East Nashville Beer Works and hockey came on and I was like, oh my God, that I know that sport now. And I was talking to the bartenders about Heated Rivalry. I felt cool because I could chime in a little bit.
Yeah.
The two men on the ice started fighting and I wanted them to kiss instead, but that's just me. Anyway, I hope everybody has a
2026.
Anyway.
We're going to make a sports
Wonderful.
fan out of Marie yet.
Hey, I'm going to go to that basketball stuff with you.
And hey, we have some new neighbors to shout out.
We sure do. Gerald M. and Kendall M., thank you all so much for joining CityCast Nashville Neighbors, our exclusive membership program packed full of perks for the year. Y'all, we cannot wait to meet you in person at one of our upcoming events. So thanks again for joining. And we also have an amazing neighborhood shout out, which is one of the many perks that you get when you join as a CityCast Nashville neighbor. What happens is you can write in and let us know about a local nonprofit or a business in town that you'd like to shout out. And Deb V wrote in, they would like to shout out Neighborhood Health, still offering trivalent flu vaccinations at all clinic locations. So again, that is neighborhoodhealthtennessee.org. Check that out. See if you can get a free flu shot in your neighborhood today. Anyway, this has been so fun. And folks, please stay safe out there. Diligent, all those things.
Take care of each other.
We're really looking forward to this year.
Looking forward to another year.
All right. Have a great weekend, everybody.
Thanks, everyone.
That's all for today here on CityCast Nashville. And don't forget, you can support this show and get great perks by becoming a CityCast Nashville neighbor at membership.citycast.fm. I'm your host, Marie Cecile Anderson. Our executive producer is Whitney Pasterek. Our producer is Daniel Sumstein. And a huge thank you to Noah Snyderman and Elizabeth Kama for producing the All Hosts episode that came out this past Monday. Our Hey Nashville newsletter editor is Margaret Kingsbury, with extra support this week from Natalia Aldana. Our theme music is by Prop Jenkins, with additional music by Carl Christensen. If you enjoyed the show, why not tell your friends? Rate the show, leave us a review, and subscribe to our Hey Nashville newsletter. We'll be back Monday morning with more news from around the city. Toodles.